Welcome back. Guess who's back indeed. I told you this week I would have blasted you with some holy shift and let it happen in your life. This is what I kind of am about to say again. Let the holy shift happen in your life. And if you're ready to let some holy shift happen in your life, you'll make Cristal Legrand one of our powerful, let me say powerful, help me saying powerful speakers. Not just a speaker, she's also behind the curation of the retreat and the design and experience of this whole series, both embodied and the holy shift. So trust me, you're about to hear from someone that it's truly she knows what she's doing when it comes to this. And for today is about living by design. It's about you designing the kind of life that you want to live, the kind of experience that you want to have. When I come to say that your soul signed you up for something, in particular for a human experience that I believe you're living, because you wouldn't be listening to this if you weren't a human. Making jokes and laughing by myself. Let's bring her on. Let's bring her on and see what it means to design your own experience. And I have a sentence that comes to me when it comes to that. That is a quote from my coach. You may experience the weather, you may bring the weather that you want to experience. And this is a little bit the feeling that I got when Cristal is on and full on. So let's actually get her on and full on. Cristal Legrand by the Grand Voyage.
Hello, I'm here.
Yes, you are.
I'm here. How are you? How are you? How are you doing?
Well, I'm going through the roller coaster. I'm
Good.
going through the human roller coaster of life, and I'm doing my best to design it, right?
That's right. I mean, that's what we're here to do, right? We're here to design our experiences. So I'm excited to make this conversation an experience. Happy to be here and thank you for having me on. And before you get started with your questions, I did want to say congratulations, first of all, because I know I like to flip it on its head. So I want to say congratulations for the resilience in able to continue pressing forward and shifting into this holy shift movement, because I'm really excited about it, and to really actually announce even to like the people coming, it's my first speaking engagement in a long time. So I've been working behind the scenes for such a long time, and I have avoided in so many ways speaking in front of the camera because I wanted to be able to fix a few things, perfect a few things. But your mantra is something that I embrace, which is your soul signed you up for something. And when you asked me about this, it was like, ugh, but I didn't want to do speaking engagements until next year and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, Cristal, just show up and be yourself, and you're more than enough. And you have so much wealth of information. So I'm happy to be here, and I'm celebrating with you that you're hosting this event, and also celebrating myself because I'm back in the limelight, back in front of the camera, instead of not hiding, but being very active behind the scenes. So yes. Hello,
Right,
hello.
people. I want to take the mic and celebrate. All the ships is coming. You see, we're embodied in that. We are actually shifting. Me, if you've heard it already, I've done live millions of times or newsletters or whatever. I'm kind of really shifting, and that's where it comes from. Holy shift comes from actually being in the speakers room with Cristal, Jay, Slavomira, and Isabel, and myself, and we were there, and I was kind of spinning all around because it was choosing self-mastery over crisis before this virtual retreat that we hosted back in time. It's the same one, absolutely not the same one, because everything is shifted. And they needed to take me and bring me down, and it's like, yo, get into your body. You know how to do it. You know what to do it. You know what to do it. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Yes,
like,
yes. And we're here now. So that's already cause for celebration, isn't it?
yeah,
So much
yeah.
cause for celebration.
I'm grateful to you indeed, because I mean, there's this greatness being created, and it wouldn't even be possible, literally, without you and your support. And then you well know how much you put into this, and next level embodiment. So yeah, there's embodied, also the in-person retreat series that is coming. One embodied 2024 in December, and one embodied abundance in February, March, with like marvelous, powerful top speakers, really like Dan Mangana, Diana Lugoli, like really top humans that you want to hear from, and everyone on top, everyone are important. Otherwise, they wouldn't be around. And indeed, Cristal, living by design.
Yeah.
But why, Samuel? Why?
Yeah. So, for most of the person, so new to your audience, I may have been once, I think, in another session, but really introducing who I am and what I do. So, I am an experienced designer. So, and I've applied this in most cases to retreats, as you mentioned, to conferences and events, really enhancing the experience of the audience once they get into the room. But I have been working for the past year with a few persons like yourself who are shifting, and they're also having a human experience. And I was once, I think back in like 2029, 2009, 2009, was asked to do a conference. I don't know if it was that far back, but it was quite a few years ago. And it was Your Life by Design. And that kind of started me on this journey of designing your life, designing experiences, designing and delving into some aspects of being very intentional about how we do things. So, yes, anyone can create an event. Yes, anyone can create a retreat. Yes, anyone can host a conference. But how do we make it so that the experience in the room is so impactful that people walk away transformed? And so, putting a high demand on our clients to also think about this. So, yes, you are a coach, but how do you kind of put your people in a present moment where they can go from wherever they're entering or wherever they're meeting you at, embrace the information that you're giving them, and then also hit the point of transformation? So now they've digested it, because we all hear information, but some of us, we hear it today and tomorrow it's gone. Another set of us, we hear it, we are touched by it, so it hits our emotions, and we feel sad for a moment, we feel guilty, or we feel empowered, or we feel whatever we feel, and then within a week, it's gone and we're back to our old selves. And then for others, we have that deep rooted experience with whatever we come into contact with, and then there's transformation. And this transformation isn't always guaranteed to be good. So we also have to understand that interaction doesn't mean positive interaction. So how do we become more intentional to, one, be in a good position first, understand what life is demanding of us, then shaping our experience, so being very intentional about how we shape that experience, and how do we then bottle that all up and present ourselves in that same space, prepared to handle whatever is demanded or our soul signed us up for. So I've created for this event specifically. So as I started to kind of go back to that old presentation that I did a few years ago, and also kind of taking on all the principles that we utilize in creating experiences here for retreats, I created an acronym called DIP into the experience. So DIP is actually what we're going to be presenting this weekend. And DIP is an acronym for demand, um, intentionality, and presence. So if we kind of walk through this journey of demand, so right now, the demand for us is to present Holy Shift in such a way that people are captivated enough to come and invest their time to be with us this weekend. So that's the demand of the moment, right? And then the next step from that is intentionality. So because we have now created this demand, we have to be intentional to show up with our smiles and be excited and really provide value that people catch the flow of what's happening so that we can take them along the journey. So how do we be intentional about what is the demand on my life? So today the demand is this. The intention then from my soul realm is to do this. And then coming on to the last step, which is the P, how am I going to present myself in that space to be able to effectively get the outcome that I want? So as opposed to positive, negative, what is the outcome that you want? Because some things present themselves to destroy you. And you have to be very present and understand what the intent of the demand is, understand your intention to handle that demand, and then act it out. So be present in the moment to kind of flesh out to the results that you want. And so really thinking about this weekend, what I really want to, and which is why I'm super excited that I'm kind of the first one, because I want to allow persons to take the time to think about, one, what is that holy shift that you are experiencing right now? What is the demand, and what is the thing that your soul has signed you up for? And what is it? So identify what that is before we get into the meat of the amazing other speakers like Jay and Isabel and Slavomira. First of all, you need to deal with yourself. So what is your demand? And in demand, it's two-sided, because you have your demand of life. You understand what you're capable of doing, but you're also meeting a group of coaches who have tools and strategies that can help you to address the demands. So if you come in loosey-goosey, you don't know what you're dealing with, you don't know how you want to address it, then you can't place a demand on the content. And so demand has two sides. Demand has what life has demanded of me, and another side of demand is, what have I demanded out of my life? So what demand am I placing on Ayrton to make sure that when he delivers his content, I get the tools and the strategies that I need to take back home with me so that I have transformation? So demand has two sides. So we're going to talk about how to kind of set demands and all these kinds of things in a very enriching way. So not demands as in bossy, but more so demand as in ask for what you need. Come question ready. Come with the, listen, this is where I'm at. This is what I need. I can do this much on my own, but I need the other steps. I need to be able to cross the finish line. And to cross the finish line, I might need some coaches. I might need some mentorship. I might need some whatever you think you need, and come with those questions ready. So don't wait for when you enter the room to come with your questions, because what's the point then? You won't have enough time to prepare questions. So be very intentional about knowing what you want and asking for what you want. And then when we get into like intentionality, that's another step into diving into this whole experiential design. My intent is to get to my goals. And so at the end of the day, no matter what life demands of me, my goal doesn't change. I might have to swerve. And as you said, as we opened, go through roller coasters to get to the finish line. But the point is, the finish line, the goalpost doesn't move. So if I have to go up, under, over the hurdle, under the hurdle, deep down, dig a hole to get past the hurdle, whatever, or I have to bust straight through it, I'm going to be very intentional about getting to that finish line. And so that's the next step. And then presence is really about centering and being able to show up despite of, and it comes from a place of peace. So when you are present in peace, where you understand and trust your instinct, you trust your heart, you trust your abilities, and you trust the things that you've learned over the course of your life to say, no matter what it is that I see, the outcome is always good. So I might be facing some really difficult days, or I might be facing some difficult, but I have peace because I know that my end is positive. And so that comes from deep trust and deep relationship with whatever you believe, your belief systems, your values, and everything else. That really comes from that. And so when you are in a place of peace, you present and you enter spaces and you enter rooms very prepared
Mm.
because
Mm.
I'm peaceful. I'm not really worried. I trust myself enough that I have learned enough to lead me to this moment, to be in front of the camera, to be able to share what I've learned over the course of my lifetime, and whatever questions or whatever is asked of me, I can deliver. And even if I can't, I have the network, the support, and the resources to be able to address it. And that's how I would want to show up in the world. So dip into the experience with me, and we're gonna go on an interesting journey. And there's so much more that I would love to cover, but that's the overarching of it.
Oh, well, I have to take notes, you guys, you everyone, you embodied souls on a human experience. I had to take notes because I did not know it. I did not see that coming, but I could expect that actually because, well, Crystal is about excellence, and she's been on my ass for that. Let me kind of say that I avoid the curse when it comes to holy shift, but I will not avoid that
Yes.
now. And no, she's real about it. She's real
Yeah.
about it. It's really cool also because there's demand, there's intentionality, and there's present or present, and that also
Right.
has. If you change that accent, it goes into
Correct.
its delivery out of intentionality and on the and to the demand that you create or you
Yeah.
present, or you actually, I mean, you present from presence and from peace. That was beautiful. And look, let's actually let's call it recap, but I don't even know if
Yeah.
that's the right word. It's 3-day virtual retreat that you are going to love very simply because it is for you to let your truest take the driving seat. I do
Yeah.
present my own inner over outer reality model. I've been speaking about in the other lives, in some newsletters or whatsoever. You will hear me. At a certain point, I will come out live by myself. But first, I want the speakers come out. So there will be that. There will be this dip with Crystal,
Yeah.
and there will be yes, Lavomira, Jay, and Isabel. You'll hear in the next days. Now, the point here is really we've taken down all sort of excuses. We've done it. It was Crystal and I in particular were having that conversation, and she was pointing at something that was about the pricing and about our intentionality, indeed, to 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 bring it to the world. She called it movement. She said that very intentionally. I don't know if I said that publicly, but I surely had it written and in my head about this holy shift movement because you have not the money excuse because you choose what you pay. You have not the time excuse because you just choose what you pay and get access to it whenever you want with the recordings and even in a bit size. But this is a preview and mention that I'm just making you a bit hungry about it, just because you'll have something nice,
Yeah.
big size piece of content coming from this Holy Shift retreat and from all the speakers that we're gathering. And then there's this aspect of you do it from wherever you want. It's from home, but if you want to go to an actual hotel and make your own retreat, well, suit yourself. It's from home, from wherever you call home, from your own capacity of investment. And I mean, this is it. You can't say no to this. You cannot avoid dipping into what your soul signed you up for. This is
Yeah.
something you cannot avoid. So, Cristal, is there anything else you'd like to add, to drop, to invite our people to before we close?
Yeah, absolutely. So, one thing I'll say, even before the closing, is as coaches, as mentors, as persons that you were coming to receive from, just bear in mind that our capacity to give must be met and matched by your capacity to receive. Because you can only receive at the level of how much you're present. So, my encouragement is, as Ayrton just mentioned, carve out the time, carve out the space, carve out what you need to do to be fully present so that you can fully receive. Because we're coming full and ready to deliver. And so the onus is on you to make sure that when you enter this space, you get the results you're looking for. So um, the transformation isn't in the price. The transformation is your responsibility. It's what you do with the information. And so, as Ayrton said, set your price, set your intentions, and come ready. What I want to receive is people who are ready. I would prefer to have one person who's ready, and that we pour all our energies into making sure that that person receives the transformations that they're looking for, as opposed to having a full room of people who are not present. And so that's my one thing that I would love. And in closing, I'm saying, listen, we're all in this holy shift. We are all human and we're all having real life experiences. And we're all in this cycle and journey of growth and development. And so, to the degree that we have grown, is to the degree that we would love to impact you as well. And so that we all can increase and grow together. And I'm happy and excited to be along with such brilliant trainers and coaches on this journey. And so I look forward to this weekend. I will be there every single day. So come out, mix, mingle with us, and we will definitely have an amazing experience and beautiful surprises. Because as you said, experience design is definitely my thing. So we are making sure that you have a fantastic experience. So,
Mm.
yes, looking forward to seeing the Holy Shift movers in this movement. Yes.
Oh yes, oh yes. Let's see who is. Let's see who's the one. You said that so beautifully. Rather than having 100 non-committed and just like, yeah, let's just hang on in here and doing nothing. Having one who truly shifts and transforms, and that eventually takes on the world, but it's truly embodying the calling
Yeah.
of their soul. Oh, that's the point. That's the point. I mean, it must come from that level of presence. And indeed, I mean,
Absolutely.
embodiment is about presence, vitality, and integrity. So I mean, absolutely join for that. I stand by what Cristal just shared. And I did see Isabel is down in the audience listening. Yes, be interactive coming to these sessions. She commented like, I can even put it on. Look at that, look at that, look at that. From LinkedIn, she popped out.
Ready. Yes. I told you we're ready to deliver some amazing information. So come ready because I'm a lot. I'm toning myself down for this moment, but I am a lot.
Yes, be the so much needed indeed, because it's absolutely important to bring it on. And right, you guys, you know what to do for real life shit. As your tool takes the driving seat by design, dipping into it with demand, intentionality, presence. Just just allow yourself, allow yourself to arrive at this retreat with presence that shifts your life, real life results. I mean, I promise you, I just promise you. I am putting my face in it. And now there's this the sun changed, so you see me. I'm very dark. I'm actually annoyed by it, but it's fine. And just choose your price. Sign up. We see you there. Stay unlimited. Yeah. Oh, what happened? Well, it was a little lag here, but it's okay. All right. So let's put it back. Da 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 da.